Right. We are going to be working on page 253 and 254. And our goal is to balance the equation. Um, and you're going to hear me say it over and over again. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other. But most importantly, that we're looking for a true equation and that these are balanced. So remember, an equation, the vocabulary word is equal. It tells us that both sides have the same value. Um, and it's a balanced scale. So we've seen these scales in science before and that they are balanced. So if I were to look at this first one, a true equation, it's balanced. The scale are equal. They may not be stacked the same way. So if I see 4 plus 3, it looks different than 7, but they're still equal. I still have 7 blocks. A false equation means it's not balanced. So 3 plus 2 does not equal 7, and we can see that it is not balanced. They are not the same. Now they're going to give us a new word that maybe you haven't seen, maybe you have seen, but the word is open equation. That means that it has a variable, aka a letter. It has a letter. And to know what to do with this, we're going to have to solve it to see if it's balanced. So I have n plus 2 equals 7. That means it's open. Because if n was negative 5, it wouldn't be balanced. But if n was 5, it would be balanced. So we got to see what it can be. All right. So on this, on 1, 2, and 3, so 1, 2, and 3, they want you to look back up to these right here and tell us if it is open, false, or true. And write the equation of what they are showing you, just like they did right here. I'm going to let you guys try that one on your own. But let's go take a look at numbers 4 through 9. They give us a couple of instructions. Write the open equation, and then they want to know what n equals. So they give us 2 steps. The second step is write the value of the variable, solve for x. So let's start with the first part for number 4. I have n plus 4, and I know that we say that the negative, this looks negative because it's clear. Just use it as n today. Think of it as a positive n. They're not introducing negative n's yet, so it is a positive n. Okay? So I have n plus 4 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equals 8. Awesome. Some of you guys automatically already know what n equals. Man, that is a true equation. What could it be? Some of you guys know what plus 4 equals 8. Some of you automatically see 4. Some of you see it this way. Some of you see it, well, I have 4 here, and I have 4 there. So what's left over is this 4. So n must be 4. However you got there the right way. Let's try number 5. Remember, or actually, I'm going to do number 6 for you. We'll do 5 and 6. Let's start that again. Let's do 5. Remember, n at this time when it's a box like that is always positive. So I have n, and I'm taking away 2 equals 4. Now some of you guys can say, what minus n equals, n minus 2 equals 4. What minus 2 equals 4? And some of you can come up with the answer right away. Some of you cannot, and that's okay. Some of you, it just, what? It doesn't make sense, and that is normal. So let's take a quick look at how we would do this. And it's going to get a little bit tricky. So if I add 2 blocks to here, that's going to cancel this all out. So all that, let me change that to a different color so we can see it a little bit better. all that's going to go away. And remember, if we do it to one side of the equation, we have to do it to the other side. So if I added 2 blocks to one side, I'm going to add 2 blocks to the other side. And now I can see, and remember, we're going to act like those blocks aren't there. Now they're not there, right? If I do that, I'm going to see that n equals 6. And I'm going to erase this so that way when you see it, you'll see the blocks there. Awesome. Let's take a look at number 6. Now I have 2n equals 8. And remember, equal signs are going to go into these little triangles. That's what they mean. Now, if I were to split these up, and those ones are going to go that box, this one, and this one. If I split them up evenly, I'm going to see that I have 4 in each box. Some of you might see it this way. Here's 4 for one box. Here's 4 for the other box. Some of you might see 2 times n equals 8. What times 2 equals 8? Some of you just might automatically know that it's 4. I want you to try writing the equation again and give a good try for figuring out what n is on this. If you can't figure it out, don't worry, we'll go over it in class. Now, the second page, page 254, is also talking about balancing the equation. What we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. And so we need to make sure that we want to keep this balanced. What we do to one side, we do to the other. So if 5 pounds is added to the right side, what am I going to do to the other one? I'm going to add 5 pounds to the left. If the left side is doubled, then the right side is doubled. I don't care about spelling for number 2 and 4. I just want to see that you guys can answer the question. All right, so I'm trying to get that straightened up. 5 through 16 is going to tell us some really cool things about what we need to do. We need to figure out what must be done to keep the equation true. So I'm trying to figure out what happened to one side so that way I can do it to the other. So I'm looking for what is different. And so the difference between this one is I added 4. So my answer is going to be plus 4. On number 9, they show us that the difference between this equation and this equation, that's what we're looking for. And when I see that, I see, oh wait, there's a minus 2. So that's my answer, minus 2. Let's go try 15 and 16 together, because we've been doing a lot of adding and subtracting, but I want you guys to look at what happens when we multiply or divide. So when I'm looking at number 15, I notice that I have 3x equals 12, and they're going to divide by 3 on one side. So if I divide by 3 on the other side, I have to divide by 3 on the other side. And what that does is it gets rid of the multiplication on the one side. Number 16 and 12 are kind of the same. So I have 1/2 n, or n divided by 2, really, equals 8. So to get rid of that, I'm going to do the opposite, which is multiply by 2, right here. So I'm going to do that on the other side, and that will keep it balanced. Remember, your goal today is to know, how do I balance the equation? And the answer is, what I do to one side, I must do to the other.